What's going on, guys? Today we're here with
Chandler, Morrow.
And what'd you do, my man?
I got 7th place this weekend at the Greenville Regional again. Top 8 again. Here's the tinny mat to prove it. This weekend I went to just kind of have fun. Rode up with the boys. They still need to get their invite. So I just told myself I wanted to live my childhood dream to top 8 regional with Blue Eyes.
Heck
So yeah, that's what I decided to play today.
Let's get into it.
All right, first start out with the man himself. 25 years later, he's still going real strong. I played 2 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Never missed the 3rd one. I'm not Kaiba, so I didn't deserve it. So I just stuck to 2. This card can be a brick sometimes, but sometimes you just want to make sure you have one to be able to follow up with. And sometimes I would side one out. It just depending on how my opponent played. And then the next cards I played were 3 Sages, straight from my structure decks that I bought at Olympus Cards and Games. Please check them out. And as well as I got 3 Maiden as well from my structure decks for 3 promos. Very, very strong card. This card actually just overperformed, and it puts this deck back on the map, honestly. Just the fact that it has a low ability and to get you True Light. Did not know what that card did until last week and read it and realized how insane that card was. Yeah, it is. It's another just Fire King Island card that just inherently causes more problems. The Blue Eye spells and traps I played were 2 Wishes, the 1 Roar, the Filled Spell, and then the Majesty Trap. Oh, as well as the True Light to go with the Maidens. Yeah. This will get you these. These get you other kind of interruptions. This card is insane going first. I wasn't playing it at first, and then I'll say this. Shout out to my boy Jay. He sent me a deck list because I wasn't too sure how I wanted to play this deck, and then it gave me a little template. And honestly, just kind of played the deck almost card for card. The way it was perfect out to be a perfect clean 40 for every card to be in the deck. And then the other reason why this deck is insane is it gets to play these cards. I played the Primite cards. 3 Barrel. Barrel is a super strong, solid card. This card leads you to this card. 3 Lordy Lotes, which inherently leads you to either this card gets you this card, or this card will get you this card, which will lead to this card. Primite Drill Beam. Drill Beam is probably the most broken card I read in 2025 so far, even though it came out right at the tail end of last year. This card being a negate plus a ability to be a spot removal as well. This card is on the level of back of 2013, like Spellbook of Fate, honestly. Just the ability to reset itself every turn, so it always just gives you constant follow-up with these cards, so you always have a play every turn. Anytime I saw these cards, I won the game, hands down. Because they would just throw hand traps at it. I'd get it, I'd summon Barrel, they'd imperm it, make the spirit imperm, and then either just play a follow-up game with another Lordy Load if I opened it, or vice versa. And then that's all the main deck engine. It was 21 cards. Wouldn't play anything else, wouldn't play anything less. Never missed Jet Dragon. I think the card sucks. I think it's just another one of these. So it was on the same concept of, if I'm not Kaiba, I can't play 3 of this. And then the rest is just non-engine. I played 3 Effect Failure, which this card is also essentially a starter because it's a level 4 lower spellcaster that can make the link 1. Also, Sage can search this as another disruption piece if need be.
How much did that come up during the weekend, searching a Veiler off a Sage?
A few times. It was just a nice another additional safety net, but it definitely won me one game where it's I had nothing but non-engine but Veiler. So I just made sure I used the Veiler last, as a last resort. Mm-hmm. If not, I would just do that, then normal summon Veiler, going second, and then just start comboing off there. 3 Fuas, and 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Imperm, 1 of each Bestial, 1 Mag, 1 Druid, just for the Fiendsmith stuff, because that deck is still kind of tough. Same constant engine. This gets you into your own Primite stuff. It doesn't really get you into Blue Eyes, but it gets you into other to seeing your Primite cards. And once you see one barrel, you see your engine all day. Because all the cards always easily lead to Blue Eyes White Dragon, which isn't the problem of the deck. The only inherent problem of the deck is getting to the level 1 starters. A lot of times, so if they disrupt those, and that's kind of where it can be a little bit more difficult. And Drew Swarm is just Drew Swarm. Card's insane. It's really good against Detonator. And the last 2 hand traps I played was Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre was really strong this weekend for the mirror match, and then also Ryzeal. A lot of Ryzeal players just didn't respect this card. Same with the mirror. I played 3 mirrors, 3 Ryzeal, and 3 Malice, and then 1 Fire King. Yeah. Or no, it was 2 Ryzeal, 3 Malice, 3 mirrors, and 1 Fire King. That's what it was. And the Ryzeal dude I lost to was the guy who inevitably won the regional. We were both undefeated going into round 8, and we were the last undefeateds. And game 3, he just opened the custom hand of Call by Engraver, Bonfire, Druid and Mag, and Imperm.
Was there any matchups other than that one that were like kind of difficult, or you feel like the
Malice.
deck is
Malice is honestly like way harder. Ryzeal's not too bad because just the amount of non-engine you play, you can try to keep them off a detonator or just kind of like pick apart their board. And if it's just a detonator by itself, a lot of times it's not too difficult because your grind game is just going to be better than them at that point. Because if you stopped everything else, they're on a top deck mode, and if you just get to either one of these, they inevitably just lead to each other after that. So same thing. And then for the extra deck, Chaos Emperor, Gohan's the best, my adorable doggy. I wasn't here, I was too young. Goku, Toby-chan. My soul lost to this monkey still to this day. And then for the extra deck, I played Spirits. I played 3 Spirit. A lot of decks I've seen, they were only playing like 2 of this. I think they're crazy. This card inherently lets you do a grind game kind of matchup. A lot of people, the way that they approach this deck, especially, maybe it's changed after this past weekend, but I know like the first weekend, all of them want to do the Crimson Dragon shenanigans and stuff. I just think that combo is terrible because you just play into Nib and all sorts of hand traps, and any of those would just stop it. So I rather just like, I play them very bare minimum of whenever I would like combo or anything and just end on like Seal plus hand traps or Seal plus Drill Beam and hand traps, and it's just insane follow up there that like on the next crackback turn, like they try to break your board, then you just automatically you crack back on them on the follow up and just kill them just because Blue Eyes too strong. And yep. Then I played for the Link 2s, I played Lina, Seals of course. Lina was insane for the mirror match stakes as well. Just taking Detonator every time. I did that twice. And then other Link 2 I played was SP. This card going forward, I don't know if I'll keep playing her. I like her for a utility piece a lot of times for the deck, but the thing is, I wish I played a second Seals more than anything. That's like the only change that I realistically wish I played. And then the last link I played was Anima. I took a white binder with this, and my opponent just looked at me funny, because then I killed him with it. The only XYZ I played was Typhon. Typhon's insane, because you can do cute little lines of where you summon back the Blue Eyes, and the Blue Eyes is still the biggest monster, and you just overlay with that Blue Eyes, and you just kind of just follow up there. And you can still just kill him, because it's 2900, and then you have like another Blue Eyes and like maybe a Spear, and usually that's game. So, then all the rest are just kind of the synchro portions and the 2 fusions. The fusions I played were the Neo. Funny enough, I summoned this card one time. That was also a goal this weekend, was to summon every card in my extra deck at least once because of a certain card in my side deck. You'll probably guess it. But the normal thing is like you just Banish Wish, equip this, and then you Necro Equip into this, and then they struggle. Especially Malice. Malice struggles really hard against this card. So like if you literally just sit on this and save Valor or anything for their way to try to get to Cryptor, and you just kind of like keep them at bay with that, then they really can't out this. Because like you just kill all their follow-up with this, and they're forced, you apply pressure with like this and like another one, just to make their life low enough to where they can't pay the following turn, and then it applies pressure with them where they have to start flipping their traps to play the game or to survive. So then you just pick apart the board that way, and then they're left with nothing. Then I played 5 synchros, so I played the best synchro, Blue Eye Spirit. Never miss. Wish I had a third one. I summoned it. I only ever summoned the second one, I think like once or twice all day. Usually I just summon the one, and the game would just be over like within the next turn. Just because this card is an anti-Fiendsmith card, it stops Flurry, stops all the Fiendsmith cards, so they can't really lead off with that, or and just the ability to tag out into the new guy, so, and different kind of options. And then his tag out targets I played was the one Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. I summoned this card one time. This card can bounce a detonator. This card can just bounce certain kind of problem cards, and it just lets you be able to kill them faster with Blue Eyes White Dragon. Lightstorm Dragon. I hard made this a few times because this card is actually crazy. The ability just to pop spells and traps on the field a lot of times. Plus in the mirror match you just pop True Light and then they struggle to like secure a board back. And there's also like a fun OTK line that I figured out with this card, which is really neat. And the last card I played was the Ultimate Spirit. I never miss playing more in this. I thought the one was enough. It really was, because the way you have to be careful with this card, because like they can establish like if you try to secure a spot to like make this into your whole play for the follow-up, then you just get your back blown out by a Typhon, because then they just summon Typhon and pass, and then this dies, and this doesn't trigger because it's more than 23k attack. So you have to be very cautious with that. But this card always inevitably lets you survive a turn, so that's like the main thing. Yeah. That's it for the extra deck. And we'll go on to the side deck. The side deck was mainly for very heavily hated towards Malice. So I sided 3 Chaos Hunter, pretty obvious, 3 Lancia, and 2 Maomu. All these cards were for Malice. Saw this card like 3 times. Every time I saw it, I won, except the last round. My opponent drew a second Metatronus after I ashed the first one, and that one secured him to win the game after breaking against him and getting a game loss round at the beginning of the round. Then I sided the second Jerusalem for more Fiendsmith variant decks, like as another piece going second. It was really strong, didn't really mind it. Couldn't think of really anything else to put in. Then for the spells, I sided 3 Metal Tronus. MVP of the weekend. This card is insane. In the mirror match, if they post this video before Bainbridge Saturday, you'll figure this out. I'm definitely going to be playing this card again. This is the best card in the format right now, as it's really defined. You have to be very cautious of this card, especially in the mirror match, because you could literally, like, if they end on just heals and whatever, you just do this, target that, and it's kind of like it befuddles your board, because you just summon like a starter, and then after that you're just off to the races and playing. I did that twice this weekend, and then they were just scrambling. And then the card I sided with it, I sided Detonator. I thought about siding White Binder as well, or like another option line. But like I feel like the 8 cards here were already enough, and I couldn't think of anything else for the Ryzeal matchup. So like, and I wanted to make this card as good as possible in every matchup I play. And this card is just like, because if you just establish Metatronus and then you do this to the Detonator, then they just lose. I did shout out to my round 7 opponent. That's what I did to him. He was scrambling, and then he striked and killed himself because I killed him with 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Then the last 2 cards I sided was Call By from when I went first, and also sided in going second against in the mirror match usually, because hitting seals is very, very powerful. And then sometimes mating as well. And then the last card I sided is Skill Drain, because nothing better than playing Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! Against your opponent's Ryzeal 1,500 guys, 0 mouse is a little weak, guys. So
I know you talked about the white binder. Is there anything else that you would change about the side extra remain going forward?
I've been testing, like, I tested the main, I feel like the extra, well, besides, like, playing the second seals, I'm still trying to figure out what to cut for that. It's probably going to be either the SP or the Anima. Those are, like, the only 2 cards that I would be willing to cut for that card. Everything else, like, came up multiple times as well. And the only other card that I played, I didn't like it, but it worked really well for my buddy Taylor, who got 3rd place. Shout out to him, by the way. Taylor on Team Wicked. He played Dominus Purge, and he played 41 cards with 2 Nib and 2 Ogre. I decided against that because I sent him the template for the deck, and he decided to play that card. I didn't like it just on the factor of it doesn't really do enough to a lot of the decks right now. I was like, with Ryzel, all they need is another extender in hand. They usually play through it as well. And the other card, and then against Malice, it hits like Red Ransom, but to like search the field spell. But besides that, it's not really about it. Yeah, so I really didn't miss that card either this weekend. It really sucked. I started off 7-0 at the regional and then lost the last 2. Got custom handed, and then make sure you decide, kids, before you start your following round, because that's what I got a game loss with round 9. And Wax to do game 2, then game 3 I opened. Very unfortunate, and we fought back and forth, and then you drew a second one of these, and that was all she wrote. But still ended up getting 2nd place. I was the highest X2.
Any shout outs you want to make before we end it?
Of course, always shout out to Olympics Cards and Games. They're a phenomenal store. Always have the best singles around here in the state of Georgia. Shout out to Taylor for also topping. Shout out to Jay Dorsey for giving me the template for the deck. It was very, very solid. I didn't like the combo line. I always thought it was really bad, but I wanted something a little bit more grounded to be able to play with. So, and we kind of he figured this out, and I kind of just snowballed it from there to see that it's just playing like a simple control mid-range deck, and it honestly just took the regional by surprise to a lot of people with this deck. This deck is very, very, it can be a little bit underwhelming sometimes, like what it can do, but also the surprise factor was definitely a big notice of it. If people figure out like some of the things that you can do to stop it, then it's kind of but I don't know. I'm probably going to end up playing it again this weekend at Bainbridge, but we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you for the profile, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Of course.
Peace.